I want to look at three types of questions. The very first one is matching. Matching. Just look at this. So new question, then I select matching and click on add. You can give the question a name like 2. Then you can have this here. The following terminologies to their appropriate definitions. Okay, then here you'll have the terminology and the definition, and even if you mismatch, it's just not a problem. I would A, this is definition. This is the definition. Really, just very basic. The first letter of the alphabet. So at least you need to have more answers than the question. So 2, the second number in a list. Really nothing much, but let's attempt to save this and see what happens. We are requested to at least have 3 answers for 3 questions. So at least we need to provide another answer here. Let's just look at this. Relevant. Then see what happens when we save this. Let's preview this question. Look at what happens. So here are the questions, then the explanations here. So match the following terminologies. So depending on your course, then you can have the terminologies here and the definitions here. And it's not just that. I think you can see many ways this can be applicable. So when a student is taking this, they will need to pick what is correct here and then submit. But as you preview this, you can click on fill in correct responses to see the responses that you provided as the answers. And this is key. You can do more with this. So what would happen is the marks you allocate here, we say that this is default mark is 1. So because we have 2 statements, we can have that as 1, so that each statement is 1 mark. But you can see what to put in there. So if you have like 4 statements, don't leave it at 1, because your students will end up getting point something marks. So if you have 4 statements, then it can be 4 marks, so that at least each statement is has the weight of 1 mark instead of having to deal with decimal points. So this is the question. This is the correct answer. It's also possible to interchange. Really, what will just change is the order. So you can also put this on here. And maybe we should look at that. This one here and this one here. Then so it's not a problem as long as each question has its own answer. How you render that or put that there might not be a problem. Look at this. It's not a problem at all. Still holds. So that's the very first type of question that I wanted us to look at. And now I want us to look at ordering questions. Sometimes you want to order, like we want to show a process or order a number of items depending on increasing or decreasing order. That can be a requirement or something that would be helpful to test in your course. So I'll select ordering here, then select this, and then I'm supposed to put in items here in the right order. So look at what I will do here. I want to use something that is very common to all of us. Maybe let me just use this. Order the following. I'm trying to look for concepts that cut across so that it's easy for you to relate to. Order the following, starting with the smallest. So we need to be very specific to students what the expectation is, starting from the smallest to the highest. And I'll just use some things that are very common to us. So I'll write here the first item is diploma. Okay. Then the next one is degree. Then we can go to master's. Then we can go to PhD. And you can see what the question is, that we order the following starting with the smallest to the highest. So in our answering, we start with the smallest. The first draggable item has the smallest value all the way to the largest. And once you're done, you can think of this. We have like 4 or 5 items. This could be like, if you need a half a mark for each, but I will put that to 4 marks because I have 4 items that I don't have to deal with decimal points. All right, then I will save this and give the question a name like 45, just some unique value. Save this change, and then I will preview this question. Look at that. When the question is rendered to the student, it is shuffled. This order is changed, and now what the student is supposed to do is to order this. So I'll move. These are draggable, movable. Diploma here, PhD here, and this is correct. And for different students, they'll be getting different default or starting point. You see, if you start this, it would be different from what we had. It's shuffled, and you can click on this. This is only available when we are previewing. So I think depending on your different areas, you might have situations where this type of question would apply well. The last type of question I want us to look at is short answer. Short answer. So I'll click on add, then click on short answer. And what short answer question does is that you can provide a question and expect that the learner provides some text response that the computer can mark. So far, the 2 types of questions we've looked at, that is matching and ordering. The computer can easily grade that. So let's look at this short answer. Then you have a question like this. Okay, what is the name of our university? Not going into complexities. So assume that is 2 marks. And now what do you expect the user to write here? So you have different options here. And first you need to also make sure that this is set to cases not important, because if somebody writes Daystar in lowercase and another one writes Daystar in uppercase, then the computer will reject that if you say that case must match. So not case sensitivity. So some student is likely to write just Daystar. So this is the right answer. So the grade is 100. But we also might need to take care of other students who would want to write, because we've said case sensitive is not there, then whether you write Daystar in uppercase or lowercase, you still get the full mark. But someone would also want to write the full format of this, Daystar University. So that's still correct. So 100% of this. And you can keep providing options for all of this. But this type of question, you need to be careful. Again, after the computer grades, you might need to just look at that and see whether the right answer is given and whether there is need to be a bit more flexible, because someone will mistype, and somebody will write something like Daystar. Whether they are correct or incorrect, sometimes it depends on the course. So you might need to revisit this and see whether you need to grade this. But the good thing is the computer will have done a bulk of the work for you. So if you have a class of 50 students and only 10 need to be rechecked, at least the 40 are sorted. So let's save this and preview it. So this is the response to the question here. Let's preview. You can see how this is rendered. We needed some space here, but never mind, that doesn't matter. What is the name of our university? Somebody is supposed to write here. You can fill in the correct answer. Data. So those are 3 types of questions that I needed us to look at: matching, ordering, and short answers. You can add that to the type of questions that you'll be using for this semester. Thank you.